Aloha and welcome to Wow. This phone's camera is shit. So, definitely gonna have to get a new phone. Uh, Somebody was being productive today, and let's back up a little bit. I had this dream last night or this morning. I slept really weird last night, and maybe there's this like cosmic shift or whatever that the universe said was going to happen. um, Changing patterns, um, changing my life rhythm, who knows. um, I am changing my life rhythm. I didn't go to yoga this morning. That was kind of a I was feeling a little bit, maybe last night my shoulder was hurting, and then I got up, I think twice in the middle of the night off of my biomat and rolled out my back. And then this morning, um, at some point, I had a dream that I was driving a car and was like backing up and not paying attention and about to back into some ladies, some old ladies, and they're like, better be careful, you're gonna get that's a misdemeanor. Like it's probably more of a misdemeanor if I kill some old ladies, but the point that I took out of that dream was like in that moment, I'm still like kind of half awake, half asleep, was greater awareness. I need to be more careful about what's going on in my life. And so today, um, after I did my morning shower, it's probably like 10 o'clock or something like that. At some point, I throw my phone on the bed, and then at some point, I decide that it's time to wash laundry, and then I have in the background my real estate online re-up course, continuing education course playing in the background. And at some point, like it stops. I'm like, okay, well, my phone's been acting up. I have been thinking about getting a new phone anyway. The speaker's acting up. and and then it was like, boom. Yeah. So phone was in the washing machine, and then I went to T-Mobile and got this Motorola free phone, and it sucks. I mean, at least I can communicate with the world. I got like a instead of having to put $150 into the phone, they gave it to me for just $100, and that credit goes toward the prepaid plan and unlimited internet anyway. It's frustrating, and as you can see, terrible. So we're gonna have to buy a new phone. I wasn't expecting that outlay so soon, but seriously, this one drives me crazy. Yeah. What else? Oh, commitment to myself, doing physical therapy. I did some physical therapy while I was listening to my real estate course before it shut off, but also on my surfboard today, the waves are pretty low, so I'm like doing my arm back things, making my baby back muscles. That was fun because my back, those like inner tiny muscles are so weak that even the even the 3 pound weights would be too heavy. My wrists are okay with those weights. I think I still have two more sets to do this evening. Not I think. I mean, in this case, actually, I do think. Um, Other things that have been going on. Had some plantains that were a little bit overly ripe. My air fryer doesn't push enough hot air through, so they didn't get really get crispy, or they were already turned into bananas. Either way, they were pretty good. And so continuing to eat healthy, continuing to listen to my body, what my body needs in order to grow those muscles. Um, Picked up whatever the last book that Carl Jung wrote was, Symbols of Man. It looks super interesting, and a lot that I can get into and would probably super jive with. So let's see if we can finish this book this evening. And tomorrow is yoga, meditation, more surfing, more physical therapy, more real estate. Might sign up for Sadhguru's inner engineering course. And yeah, just things are, I don't think I know. It's like, I'm no longer going back. Like, I'm finally going forward. I'm finally being more confident. I'm finally being more assertive. I'm finally having more respect, more boundaries, and more commitment to myself. And while I'm having more of that for myself, the world sees that and the world treats me differently. And I can see that. I feel like for the longest time in my life, and this is why, I hated customer service positions, and you should too, because there's sort of this like always asking for permission voice. And while we do need to have that in life, we also need to speak what we want. And there's a balance to that. But if you're asking for permission from the universe and for yourself, you're not really saying what you want. It's more like, can I have an orgasm? Instead of, I want a fucking orgasm. Can I please you? Instead of, I want to fucking please you. I'm trying to think of a way to word the title of this video. Instead of asking for permission for life, ask for what you want. Right? You're not asking for permission to have what you want, or even, I mean, I think that's the trap that a lot of people are in. It's no, I want this. It's not, may I have this. We're not children anymore. We're adults with a high level of consciousness. Say what you want. The other person can say yes or no. And it's a really great reframing for life. Ask for what you want instead of asking for permission for what you want. I read this when I was in Barnes & Noble today. There's this book about self-love. It's about self-love. I mean, just the title was something like "Buy the Fucking Lilies." And I can imagine the author's journey through that. So, buy the fucking lilies for yourself. Ask for what you want, not for permission for what you want. People will respect you more. Because in asking for what you want, they know that you're being genuine instead of trying to serve their needs for whatever reason, which seems creepy and fucked up. Oh, I still have more to read. Because being calm in the midst of chaos is a sign of true power. Wow, my voice just got deeper. I'm pretty sure I just got more centered. Measure your success by the growth of your freedom. The mind is a lot more vast than conscious thought can comprehend. The conscious part of the mind, the part where we feel and hear the movements of our emotions, memories, and thoughts, may seem large, but it is quite small in comparison to the subconscious. An iceberg's small peak floats above the water while the great majority of its mass sits silently and unseen underneath. The top is visible and prominent, but what is unseen is much bigger and has a massive effect on the parts it is seen, largely dictating its movements. The mind works in a similar manner. The subconscious and the reactive patterns that have accumulated there over time, though they remain mostly unknown or forgotten, have a strong effect on our daily behavior. This is why there is a lot more to freedom than simply having unrestricted mobility, or having our material needs met, or the removal of all forms of external oppression. Freedom is deeper than believing that we are free on the conscious level of the mind. The conscious may think this is so, may think this to be so, but if the subconscious is still burdened with patterns that cause us misery, delusion, and pain that comes with unceasing reactions, then we are not yet wholly free. The greatest oppressor is the untrained mind. Freedom grows when we begin the mental healing and training that teaches us how to let go and interact with the ocean of life in a way that no longer causes us misery. Our freedom grows as we observe deep within ourselves and begin letting go of our attachments and burdens that clog up the subconscious mind. Freedom is happening every moment when we are not craving something more. The mind is purified as we release the weight of the past and the yearnings for specific things in the future, especially if our happiness is dependent on obtaining these things. The mind is clear, powerful, and effectively decisive when we can truly observe the present moment without projecting our ego onto it. Freedom is something we build within. Freedom is a habit. Find yourself. It's crossed out. Free yourself. You know what? There's a couple more, but I'm going to end tonight. I peaked, but I'm going to end. I don't want to rush through the last little bit. And I do want to say this. Google did a terrible job updating my phone and backing it up. So I lost some important dates in my calendar that I have to figure out for my therapy appointments. I also lost a couple of phone numbers. Some recent dudes that I had befriended in yoga, a woman who I befriended in yoga, and that's whatever. Because she is still way too much on her husband, and even though she doesn't want to be, and you know, I'm not going to fall into that trap, so that's for the best. Another woman who I might reach out to in loneliness or something like that. It's actually really good. And while I'm reading that, I'm smiling because I think, and I actually kind of hope, that the phone number of this one girl is also not in my phone, and I'm wondering if her mailing address that I Google searched is on my maps, because I had intended just to send her a letter anyway. That was the girl that said that she didn't want to date me because she still wants to date her ex-boyfriend, and I'm not her ex-boyfriend. So that's fucking hilarious. I hope that you have a beautiful, fucking amazing night. What was the lesson again for tonight? Ask for what you want, not for permission to have, not for permission to receive what you want. Aloha.